Well folks, among all the other projects I have going on around here, I happen to start another one. And I'm going to be building an off-road kind of a racing tractor, just because I've been getting into it again, and I missed the Craftsman racing tractor I used to have, so I'm just going to build another one. Now this time we're going to be making it out of an old WheelHorse. I had some extra frame, rear end, front end, steering column and everything, and then I got a Peerless transmission out of a John Deere garden tractor. Had a broken axle housing, so I ordered another one off eBay. So I got that all set and everything. Got the pulley off of it, got definitely a smaller one. And this is the 4-speed rear end. But right now I'm just trying to get this frame back together. I'm getting the front end put in and everything, and then I got to get the dash put in for the steering, and then I can block everything up and level it. And I'm going to have to make a custom frame to mount this rear end on this WheelHorse. And I've got the 4 bolt holes here to work with, where the original transmission would have bolted up. And for an engine, I've got the other Sears SS15 engine I had up on the hill. This was the worst of the two, but got it going, doesn't smoke, runs really nice, good compression and everything, so that's going to be going on it. We should have more than enough power to run this. But I figured I'd walk you guys through the build today, see how much I can get on camera between everything. So start putting this frame together and I'll check back with you. Alright, I got quite a bit put together here. I got the front axle on and the dash all set and done. Steering is all set and whatnot, so that's all back in there. And I got the engine just dry mounted for now, along with the rear end. So what I did, I got this up on a jack stand and I just bolted on these 2 pieces of flat bar here. That way I can see that everything's centered for the most part, and just put a belt on it to make sure that my pulleys are in line. So I got I don't know what size pulley this is. I'll measure it at some point and probably put it in the description, but I got a pretty small one on here compared to the original, and I'm using the original pulley that was on the Sears because the set screw heads are stripped out. I'm not going to bother trying to get it pulled off now, and this one should be plenty big enough to wind that one up pretty fast, so that should work out alright. But now I'm going to work off getting a frame built for this. So like I said, I got 2 sets of holes here and here to build off of, and then I have these holes to mount, and then there's 2 on the side here that I can mount to also for extra. Alright, so we're going to be putting the rear end on here, and figured out a bracket for it, or a frame to mount it, and we get some load bar tubing. Seems to be pretty heavy stuff. It's about 3/16 to 1/4 of an inch, so it's definitely not going to bend. And I get 2 of them here. We're going to weld those to the WheelHorse frame right there, and then those are going to come off. And then I'm going to take another piece of angle iron and we're going to run it across, down, and then it's going to come over and bolt into here. And I'm also going to make some brackets to go into these holes on the side, just to keep everything from wiggling around. That way you know it's going to be nice and stiff. The shifter has plenty of room to move, and we got plenty of room for the seat. So I got everything cut up, and now we can start welding it up to the frame. Alright, I got these 2 bars for the back frame all welded on, so those are all set. And now, to attach the transmission, I got this piece of angle iron that I just tacked on here, and I got these other 2 pieces I cut for the sides, and those are going to be welded on like this, and 5.5 inches down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them, 45 of them, so that way I can bend them up at a 90 like this, and then they'll come over like that, because these Peerlesses, the way I have it sitting, these are just tilted a little bit from level, like you can see. And then I'll just heat the metal and bend it down a little bit on this part of the angle iron, and then I can attach it with my 2 bolt holes.